Do you ever feel like your phone is controlling you instead of the other way around? Have you noticed how a quick check of one app can turn into an hour of mindless scrolling? Do you sometimes wish technology could work for you instead of pulling your focus in every direction? These questions highlight the paradox of modern life. Technology has given us unprecedented access to information, connection, and convenience. Yet at the same time, it has become one of the greatest sources of distraction, stress, and disconnection from the present moment. The smartphone in your pocket is both a powerful tool and a constant temptation. The difference lies in how you use it. Mindful tech use is about reclaiming your agency, using your phone intentionally to enrich your life, while minimizing its power to fragment your attention. It's not about abandoning technology, but about reshaping your relationship with it so that it serves you instead of enslaving you. To begin this journey, we must first acknowledge the design of modern technology. Smartphones, apps, and social platforms are engineered to capture attention. Every notification, every color scheme, every infinite scroll feature is carefully crafted to keep you engaged as long as possible. This is not a moral failure on your part. It's the result of billion-dollar industries competing for your focus. Once you understand that distraction is by design, you stop blaming yourself and start designing your own strategies to resist it. Mindful tech use begins with awareness. Awareness means noticing how and when you use your phone. Most people underestimate their screen time. What feels like a few minutes often adds up to hours each day. Start by tracking your usage. Many phones now offer built-in tools that show you how much time you spend on different apps. The first time you see the numbers, it can be shocking. But this awareness is powerful because it brings unconscious habits into the light. You can't change what you don't see. Once you know where your time is going, you can begin to ask, is this how I want to spend my life? The next step is to set clear intentions. Mindful tech use is not about mindlessly cutting back. It's about aligning your usage with your values. Ask yourself, what do I want my phone to do for me? Maybe it's to stay in touch with family, to learn new skills, to manage work tasks, or to capture memories. Whatever your goals are, write them down. Then compare them with your actual usage. If most of your time is spent scrolling through feeds that leave you drained, it's time to realign. The phone should be a tool for your chosen goals, not a portal for distraction. One powerful practice is to create boundaries. Boundaries are not restrictions, they are protections for your attention and peace of mind. For example, establish no phone zones, such as the dining table or the bedroom. These spaces become sacred for presence, connection, and rest. Create no phone times, such as the first hour of your morning and the last hour before bed. These times allow your brain to wake up and wind down without digital overload. By setting these boundaries, you teach your brain that life exists beyond the screen. Another strategy is to reduce friction for the behaviors you want to encourage and increase friction for the ones you want to discourage. If you want to check messages from family, keep that app on your home screen. If you want to read more, download an ebook app and make it easily accessible. But if you want to reduce social media scrolling, move those apps into folders or delete them altogether. You can even log out after each use, adding an extra step before re-entering. That pause gives you a moment to ask, do I really want to do this right now? Mindful tech use also means practicing single tasking. Multitasking with your phone, switching between texts, notifications, and work tasks feels productive, but it actually weakens focus. Instead, commit to one thing at a time. When you use your phone for a purpose, do that one thing and then stop. Don't let just checking one message turn into 20 minutes of scrolling. This requires discipline, but over time, it strengthens your brain's ability to focus. You move from being reactive to being intentional. Another aspect of mindfulness is emotional awareness. Often, we reach for our phones not out of need, but out of emotion. We feel bored, anxious, lonely, or overwhelmed, and the phone offers a quick escape. But escaping doesn't resolve the feeling. It just postpones it. By noticing the emotion behind the impulse, you create space for choice. Instead of numbing boredom with scrolling, you might take a walk, stretch, or let your mind wander. Instead of distracting from anxiety with endless news, you might journal, breathe, or talk to a friend. The phone can be a tool for support, but it should not become your default escape from discomfort. Let's talk about presence. Presence is the essence of mindfulness, the ability to fully inhabit the moment you're in. Phones often pull us out of presence, dividing our attention between here and there. Mindful tech use means consciously choosing presence. It means putting your phone away during conversations so you can listen fully. It means leaving it in your pocket during a walk so you can notice the world around you. It means resisting the urge to photograph every moment and instead experiencing it directly. Presence cannot be outsourced to a device. It must be lived. There are also practical techniques to reinforce mindful habits. Use airplane mode when you need deep focus. Turn off non-essential notifications so your phone doesn't buzz with every update. Curate your digital environment by unfollowing accounts that drain your energy and following those that inspire or educate. Create digital rituals, such as a mindful check-in before opening your phone. Ask yourself, why am I opening this? What do I want to accomplish? These small rituals shift your usage from automatic to intentional. It's worth reflecting on how mindful tech use affects relationships. Constant phone use during conversations sends the message that the person in front of you is less important than the device in your hand. Over time, this erodes trust and intimacy. But when you set your phone aside, make eye contact, and give someone your full attention, you send a powerful signal. You matter. Mindful tech use is not only about personal focus, it's about nurturing deeper, more meaningful connections. Work and productivity also benefit immensely from mindful tech use. The modern workplace is filled with digital distractions, emails, chats, alerts, and notifications. By setting boundaries and practicing mindful engagement, you reclaim your capacity for deep work. This is the kind of work that requires sustained focus and produces meaningful results. Employers value it, creators depend on it, and individuals thrive from it. When your phone becomes a tool for focused effort rather than a constant interrupter, your productivity and satisfaction increase dramatically. One of the most surprising benefits of mindful tech use is the return of creativity. Creativity requires space, mental gaps where new ideas can emerge. But when every empty moment is filled with scrolling, there is no room for creativity to breathe. By reducing distraction, you allow your mind to wander, to connect ideas, to imagine. Many people report that when they cut back on screen time, they rediscover hobbies, passions, and inspirations they thought were lost. Mindful tech use doesn't just protect focus, it nurtures the spark of innovation. Of course, this journey is not about perfection. You will slip into mindless scrolling sometimes. You will get caught by a notification. That's normal. The point is not to eliminate all distraction, but to cultivate awareness and choice. Each time you notice and redirect yourself, you strengthen your ability to use technology mindfully. Over time, these small shifts compound into lasting change. Think of mindful tech use as a practice, not a destination. Just as mindfulness in meditation involves returning to the breath again and again, mindful tech use involves returning to intention again and again. Each time you notice you've drifted into distraction and gently bring yourself back, you're practicing mindfulness. And with practice, it becomes easier, more natural, more automatic. The ultimate goal is to transform your phone from a source of distraction into a tool of empowerment. Imagine a phone that helps you learn, connect, and create without overwhelming you. Imagine waking up without the urge to check notifications immediately, and instead starting your day with calm and clarity. Imagine ending your day without the blue glow of a screen, and instead resting deeply. Imagine conversations where your phone is silent and your presence is total. This is not a fantasy, it's the reality of mindful tech use. So ask yourself, is your phone serving you, or are you serving your phone? The answer to that question determines the quality of your days, your relationships, and your life. By practicing mindful tech use, you reclaim your agency. You remind yourself that you are not a slave to algorithms or notifications. You are the one who decides where your attention goes, and your attention is your life. As we continue this series, we'll explore more strategies, stories, and practices to help you build a healthier relationship with technology. But for now, remember this. Mindfulness is about awareness and choice. Each time you pick up your phone, you have a choice. You can drift into distraction, or you can act with intention. One path leads to fragmentation, the other to focus and freedom. The power is in your hands, literally. Mindful tech use is more than a trendy phrase. It is a way of living that directly influences how we think, how we feel, and how we connect with the world around us. In part 1, we explored the importance of awareness, boundaries, and intention when it comes to turning your phone into a tool rather than a constant distraction. In part 2, we will go deeper into practical systems, psychological insights, and daily strategies that allow you to sustain mindful tech habits for the long term. The goal is not to restrict technology in ways that feel punishing, but to integrate it into your life with balance, so that it amplifies what matters most rather than stealing from it. Let's begin with the idea of intentional design. Technology doesn't just exist, it is designed with specific purposes in mind. Social media apps, games, and many online platforms are built to maximize engagement, because engagement fuels profit. The longer you stay on the app, the more ads you see, the more data you generate, and the more revenue flows into the company's pockets. Once you understand this, you realize that your attention is the product being sold. Mindful tech use requires flipping this dynamic. Instead of allowing companies to design your attention, you begin designing your own digital environment so that it serves your goals. One of the simplest yet most powerful design changes is organizing your phone. Consider how your home screen looks right now. For many people, it is cluttered with apps that constantly pull for attention. Start by asking, which apps are truly tools and which are temptations? Tools are apps that help you accomplish what matters. Maps, calendars, note-taking, or fitness trackers. Temptations are apps designed to keep you scrolling endlessly. Social media, games, shopping platforms. Move your tools to the front and bury the temptations in folders or even uninstall them. This single act creates a new digital landscape where your first interaction with your phone aligns with your intentions. Another layer of design is the use of notifications. Notifications are the digital equivalent of someone constantly tapping you on the shoulder. Imagine trying to read, write, or talk with someone while dozens of taps interrupt you every hour. This is what happens when every app on your phone has permission to buzz, ding, or flash. Mindful tech use means reclaiming that permission. Go through your settings and turn off non-essential notifications. Keep only those that are critical, such as texts from family or work-related alerts, and silence the rest. This simple step drastically reduces distraction and allows you to use your phone when you choose, rather than when it demands. Another practice that reinforces mindful tech use is digital rituals. Rituals anchor your behavior in intention. For example, create a ritual of pausing before unlocking your phone. When you pick it up, ask yourself, why am I opening this device right now? What do I hope to accomplish? That pause transforms a reactive habit into a conscious choice. Over time, this small ritual rewires your brain to use your phone as a tool rather than a reflex. Similarly, establish rituals for specific times of day. Maybe mornings are screen-free, reserved for journaling or stretching. Maybe evenings end with a gratitude practice rather than scrolling. Rituals give rhythm to your day, helping you align technology use with your values. It's also important to consider how phones affect relationships. One of the biggest complaints people have today is that they feel unheard, even in the presence of others. Why? Because attention is divided. How many times have you tried to talk to someone who was half listening while glancing at their phone? That subtle split sends a message. This device is more important than you. Mindful tech use heals relationships by prioritizing presence. When you set your phone aside during conversations, meals, or family time, you're not just being polite, you're communicating care. You're saying, you matter enough for me to give you my full attention. Over time, these acts of presence deepen trust and intimacy, building stronger bonds. Work and productivity benefit greatly from mindful tech habits as well. Most workplaces are saturated with digital distractions. Emails, chat messages, alerts, and updates constantly intrude on deep focus. But meaningful work, the kind that drives innovation and satisfaction, requires sustained attention. Mindful tech use at work might mean setting specific times to check email instead of reacting instantly to every ping. It might mean silencing Slack or Teams notifications during deep work sessions. It might mean creating a physical environment where your phone is out of sight during focused tasks. Research shows that even the mere presence of a phone on your desk reduces cognitive performance because part of your brain is preoccupied with its potential to interrupt. By deliberately designing your workspace to minimize distraction, you unlock the ability to do more in less time with greater satisfaction. Let's not overlook the connection between mindful tech use and emotional health. Many people turn to their phones as a way of coping with stress, anxiety, or sadness. But often, scrolling makes these feelings worse. News feeds can amplify fear. Social media comparisons can heighten inadequacy. Shopping apps can fuel impulsive spending and regret. Mindful use requires noticing these emotional triggers. The next time you feel the urge to pick up your phone, pause and ask, what am I feeling right now? Is this an attempt to avoid the feeling or to process it? Then experiment with healthier responses. If you're anxious, maybe breathe deeply for a few minutes. If you're sad, maybe journal or talk to a friend. If you're bored, maybe allow the boredom to lead to reflection or creativity. Mindfulness teaches you to meet emotions with awareness instead of numbing them through distraction. Another key part of mindful tech use is learning to embrace stillness. Silence and space are rare in today's world. Every gap in time, waiting for the bus, standing in line, sitting alone, is often filled with scrolling. But these gaps are not empty, they are fertile. Psychologists call the brain's resting state the default mode network, which activates when we are not focused on external stimuli. This network is responsible for creativity, memory consolidation, and self-reflection. In other words, when you give your mind space, it becomes more creative and insightful. By resisting the urge to fill every moment with screens, you allow your brain to breathe. Stillness becomes a source of renewal. Practical experiments can help reinforce mindful habits. Try a 24-hour digital detox once a week. Turn off your phone, log out of social media, and immerse yourself in offline activities, cooking, walking, reading, or spending time with loved ones. Notice how your body and mind feel when you step away. At first, you may feel restless or uncomfortable. That's the withdrawal of dopamine cravings. But soon, you'll likely notice a sense of calm, focus, and connection returning. Many people who try digital detoxes describe them as life-changing because they experience firsthand how much lighter and freer life feels without constant digital noise. Another experiment is to use technology intentionally for creation instead of consumption. Instead of scrolling through endless content, use your phone to write, design, photograph, or learn. Shift from being a passive consumer to being an active creator. This doesn't mean you need to produce professional level work. It simply means using your device to express rather than to escape. Over time, this reframes your relationship with technology. The phone becomes a tool for amplifying your creativity, not dulling your presence. The social dimension of mindful tech use is also worth exploring. We live in a culture that normalizes constant availability. The expectation to respond instantly to messages, emails, and posts can feel overwhelming. Mindful use means setting boundaries with others as well as yourself. Let people know that you don't respond to messages after a certain hour, or that you check emails only twice a day. Some may resist at first, but ultimately, people respect those who respect their own boundaries. By modeling mindful habits, you might even inspire others to adopt them. Identity plays a powerful role here. When you think of yourself as someone who is mindful with technology, your behavior naturally begins to align with that identity. Each time you resist distraction and use your phone with intention, you reinforce that identity. Over time, it becomes part of who you are. This shift is crucial because lasting change doesn't come from forcing behavior, it comes from becoming the kind of person for whom the behavior is natural. Finally, mindful tech use is about freedom. Freedom from constant distraction. Freedom from the pull of algorithms. Freedom from the belief that you must always be available. It's about reclaiming your attention as the precious resource it is. Your attention shapes your reality. Whatever you give it to grows stronger in your life. If you give it to endless feeds, distraction grows. If you give it to presence, creativity, and relationships, those grow. The choice is yours, moment by moment, swipe by swipe. To sustain mindful habits, remind yourself regularly of why it matters. Ask, what am I gaining by being present? More connection, more clarity, more calm. Ask, what am I losing by scrolling mindlessly? Time, peace, and opportunities to live fully. These reflections strengthen your resolve, especially in moments of temptation. Mindful tech use is not about rejecting modern life, it's about upgrading it. It's about learning to wield the tools of our era with wisdom instead of letting them wield us. It's about turning the phone in your pocket into a genuine ally for your goals, values, and dreams. By practicing awareness, setting boundaries, creating rituals, embracing stillness, and cultivating identity, you can transform distraction into empowerment. And as you do, you'll discover that the phone was never the problem. The problem was unintentional use. With mindfulness, the solution has been in your hands all along. Technology has woven itself so deeply into our daily lives that many of us barely notice how often we reach for our phones. The constant buzzing, glowing, and scrolling have become second nature. Yet beneath this surface lies a powerful truth. The way we use our phones determines whether they are tools that empower us or distractions that drain us. Mindful tech use is not about giving up technology, but about reclaiming control over it. And if you want to keep exploring how to live with focus and balance in the digital age, remember to subscribe to Think Fresh Daily, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Together, we can reshape the way we relate to technology. At its core, mindful tech use is about awareness and choice. Too often, we slip into automatic behavior. A buzz goes off, and we pick up our phone without thinking. A free moment arises, and we open an app almost reflexively. These micro moments, repeated dozens or even hundreds of times a day, slowly shape the quality of our lives. Mindfulness interrupts this automatic cycle. It says pause, notice, choose. Each time you ask yourself, why am I opening my phone? What do I want to accomplish? You shift from being a passive consumer to being an intentional actor. That shift may seem small, but over time it rewires your relationship with technology. Let's explore how to deepen this practice in everyday life. One strategy is to use technology as a signal for mindfulness rather than distraction. For example, each time your phone vibrates, instead of immediately reacting, take one deep breath. This reframes notifications from mindless triggers into mindful cues. Over time, your phone becomes not just a device for connection, but also a reminder to return to presence. Similarly, consider using apps that encourage mindful pauses. There are programs that prompt you to breathe, stretch, or reflect before unlocking your phone. These tools don't eliminate usage, but they transform it into an intentional act. Another dimension of mindful tech use is gratitude. It's easy to see technology only as a problem, but it also offers extraordinary gifts. Your phone allows you to speak with loved ones across the globe, learn new skills instantly, capture memories, and navigate unfamiliar places. By cultivating gratitude for these capabilities, you shift your mindset from resentment to appreciation. Mindful tech use is not about rejecting the digital world, it's about appreciating its value while managing its risks. When you use your phone with gratitude, you engage with it more intentionally, savoring its benefits rather than being consumed by its excesses. Still, gratitude alone is not enough. You must also build systems that support your intentions. One powerful system is time blocking. Decide in advance when you will engage with technology and when you will set it aside. For example, schedule 2 30-minute blocks during the day for checking messages and social media. Outside those times, silence your phone and place it out of sight. This approach reduces constant interruptions while still allowing you to stay connected. Over time, your brain adjusts to this rhythm, and the urge to check impulsively diminishes. Another system is creating default off zones. These are places or times where phone use is automatically minimized. For instance, bedrooms can become screen-free sanctuaries for rest. The dining table can be a no-phone zone for conversation and connection. Nature walks can be designated as times to leave the phone behind. By establishing these defaults, you protect key areas of your life from digital intrusion. At first, you may feel restless without the device, but soon you'll discover a richer experience of presence, whether it's sleeping more deeply, bonding more closely, or noticing the details of the world around you. Relationships are perhaps the area most transformed by mindful tech use. Imagine sitting across from a friend who keeps glancing at their phone. Even if they are listening, the divided attention sends a subtle signal. You are not my priority. Now imagine the same scenario, but the phone is put away and eye contact is steady. The difference is profound. Presence communicates love, respect, and value. By practicing mindful tech habits, you nurture your relationships at a deeper level. This means not only putting the phone away during conversations, but also resisting the urge to capture every moment for posting. Sometimes the best memory is the one fully experienced, not the one documented. Another powerful practice is what I call curation over consumption. Most people treat their digital environment as something that just happens to them. They follow accounts out of habit, receive notifications by default, and consume whatever content shows up. But you have the power to curate. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy. Subscribe only to channels or feeds that align with your values and goals. Organize your apps so that creative or educational ones come first. When you curate, you transform your phone from a random feed of distractions into a library of tools that serve you. This shift is one of the most empowering aspects of mindful tech use. We should also address the role of self-compassion in this journey. Many people feel shame about their phone use. They berate themselves for scrolling too long or failing to stick to boundaries. But shame rarely produces change. It often fuels the very cycle you want to break. Mindful tech use requires compassion. It means acknowledging that the devices are designed to be addictive and that struggling with them is not weakness but humanity. Each slip is not failure but feedback. Each time you notice yourself drifting into distraction and gently redirect, you are practicing mindfulness. Progress is measured not by perfection but by persistence. The benefits of mindful tech use extend far beyond reduced screen time. They touch every part of life. Focus sharpens because your brain is no longer constantly fragmented. Creativity blossoms because empty spaces in your day become fertile ground for ideas. Sleep improves because you are not overstimulated before bed. Relationships deepen because you are more present. Emotional resilience strengthens because you face feelings directly rather than numbing them with distraction. Each of these benefits compounds, creating a life of greater clarity, balance, and fulfillment. Let's also consider the ripple effect. When you practice mindful tech use, others notice. Friends may feel inspired when you keep your phone away during a meal. Family members may follow your example in creating phone-free zones. Co-workers may respect your boundaries and adopt their own. Slowly, a cultural shift begins. Technology moves from being a master of our lives to being a servant. This ripple effect is one of the most powerful outcomes of mindful living. You are not only transforming your own life, you are contributing to a larger movement of presence and balance. Of course, challenges will arise. There will be times when you fall back into old habits. There will be days when you scroll more than you intended. That's okay. What matters is how you respond. Instead of spiraling into guilt, simply notice and reset. Ask yourself, what led to this? Was I stressed, bored, or lonely? What could I do differently next time? Each slip becomes an opportunity for learning. Over time, the slips decrease and the mindful habits grow stronger. As you continue this journey, keep coming back to one guiding question. Is my phone serving me, or am I serving it? When the answer is that it serves you, helping you connect, create, and live more fully, you know you're practicing mindful tech use. When the answer is that you are serving it, sacrificing time, energy, and presence to its demands, it's time to recalibrate. That question can guide you through every decision, from when to check notifications to how to curate your apps. To bring this reflection to a close, remember that mindful tech use is not about perfection. It is about awareness, intention, and persistence. It is about recognizing that your attention is your most valuable resource and choosing to direct it wisely. It is about living a life where technology amplifies your values rather than eroding them. And it is about creating a world where presence, connection, and balance are possible even in the digital age. If this message resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could benefit from turning their phone into a tool instead of a distraction. Hit the like button to help spread the word. And subscribe to Think Fresh Daily for more insights on living with clarity, balance, and purpose in a noisy world. Together, we can reclaim our attention, our relationships, and our lives, one mindful choice at a time.